What's up, YouTube? This is Cooking with Ian. Today I'm going to be showing off a couple free mods, or fairly cheap mods, that you can do to a Losi trail trekker rock crawler. I'm sure you probably already know it's a micro 124 scale ready to run rock crawler, and for the backyard it's pretty good. It out of the box it does alright. I mean, any kids or anyone like that's going to be totally impressed with it. But there are a few things that you can do for pretty cheap that makes a lot of difference, and I'm going to go over those right now. Couple mods I've done to make it better. So in the front, you see there's the servo there. That's the stock servo, which eventually I'm probably going to burn it, and then I'll upgrade it to a metal geared servo, something a lot better quality, probably like a high-tech 65 or something like that. But for right now, what I did is I put a little bit of Velcro on there, and I put 4 pennies above it to weight the front end a little bit more. Next thing I did is I mounted a piece of plastic on the front frame that mounts my battery to. So what I did is, in the top of the battery here, I switched to a 2-cell 350 mAh LiPo battery that fits just inside, that I Velcro to the body as well, because you can't use the body clips anymore. So then I put it on in the back, and then I Velcro it down to the front. And that gave it quite a bit more power going to the LiPo, and I'm getting about 30 to 45 minute run times depending on how I drive it. So that was a good mod. I just used super glue with a piece of plastic, glued it on there, and put Velcro on top. Nothing too fancy about that. Next thing you can do to get your weight forward is move your motor. I don't know if you can see that, but I flipped around my transmission where now my motor faces forward, so it gets a little bit more weight forward. And that seemed to help a little bit. I mean, it's pretty easy. You just take off these side screws right here. There's 2 of these on each side. You take these off, and you take these off on each corner, and then you got 2 more right there, and right there. You take those off and you just flip it around, put your drive shafts back on, and screw these back in on each side, and that will flip that around. That's a decent free mod. Another thing I did in the back was I added the Velcro with the pennies, and I ended up putting 5 pennies in the back to give it a little bit more weight to those tires. And it's, if you put it on the axle right there, it's not putting any weight on the actual shocks, so you're not losing any flex. Now, next mod I did to gain a little bit more flex was on these shocks. They're not there anymore, but on that metal part, you're going to see a little piece of plastic, like a bump stop. Now, what I did is I went ahead and took an X-Acto knife, and I cut a seam down it, and I took some needle nose pliers and popped it off, and I ripped out all that bump stop on all 4s, and that got me about almost a 1/4 inch more flex overall, which really matters. You know, in a small vehicle like this, that's probably the equivalent of, you know, another 3 inches of lift full scale or so. So it worked pretty good. Alright, now another free-ish mod, if you go to Walmart or you have a BB gun, went and got some BBs. And in these tires here, what I did is I pulled them off the rim. You got to take these bead locks off. And what I did is I coated the bead in nail polish remover first to make it easy. I pulled off the tires, and I took out the foam. I took out the foam in all 4 to get a little bit more like an air down effect. So once I got the foam out, what I did is I filled the front tires with 31 BBs, and I filled the back with 21 BBs because I wanted a little more weight in the front. Now these tires, it doesn't take very much, and you get, you know, I don't know if you can see that, but it takes very little effort now to form them. So now, let me see if I can find something here to flex on. So here's a box that's pretty much bigger than it. And I can probably get the front wheel almost on top of this box without rolling. Now it's kind of getting away. Let's try something else. Alright, so you got a regular bottle of water. You guys are probably all familiar with that. So there you go. You can put the front wheel on there now, and you have all wheels touching, so you're getting traction all the way around. So it's doing pretty good for, you know, stock vehicle, and it's probably about, with the batteries and all, I bought 2 of them, so I got probably $30 worth of mods in this thing, and it's definitely improved over stock. Now, the next mods I intend to do is probably going to be, I'm going to do the high-tech probably 65 metal geared servo. I might buy a set of McClaws and go a little bigger on the tires. The stock body that it comes with is, you know, looks pretty good. I took all the stickers off. I like it just kind of plain, and mine's kind of beat up because I drive it like an ass, but I'll probably convert that over to maybe a CJ7 body, and I might get a stroker motor, maybe like a 100T or 130T, around there. That's probably on the next list of mods. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. So, you know, if you just, you know, want to get a little bit more out of yours and you like tinkering with things, then I definitely recommend the mods I just said. They do a decent amount, but after all those mods, you're going to probably get the best bang for your buck after that buying some better tires. Something a little more sticky with maybe a little more tread. And it kind of depends on what terrain you drive in, but if you know, if you just like tinkering around, like I said, and you want to do a little something for, you know, spend 20-30 bucks or whatever, you're going to get a lot out of those mods. And that LiPo battery makes it last 10 times longer and work 10 times better. So if anything, I'd say maybe your first mod, do a LiPo upgrade and call it a day. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye.